Welcome to the portal for the register of the World Irrigation Projects. This portal is available at the address wip.icidevents.org, and this portal is fully access controlled. It does not allow you to use any of its facilities till you register and you log in. So let us first start with the facility of how to register for this portal. The first step will be you click on the enrollment. You will get a form in which you have to fill up various options like your title, your first name, your last name, your designation, organization, and very important, the email. This email has to be valid. That means you should have an access to this email in order to use this as a username for you. You will receive your initial password and other messages only on this email. So it is very important for you to provide the email in which you have a proper access to it. Also, one more warning that we need to provide is that the mails are sent through an address called contact@wip.icidevents.org. When these mails arrive in your mailbox, sometimes with the settings that prevent the phishing and various other spam, this email might go to your spam folder. So it is good if you don't find the email in your main folder, then it is good to first check in the spam folder and then mark this email address as a not spam, so that the future emails from the portal will not get delivered to your spam folder. Then another important issue is, of course, you have to select your country. You also have to select a security question. One of these security questions you can select, whichever you would like to have, and you provide a secret answer to this question. The answer will also be case sensitive. This selection of your security question and your secret answer combination will be used in order to provide you with a change password or a forgot password utility. So it is important that you remember the settings that you have made for this part. Also, the secret answer or the security question can be changed later on at any time when you want to change your user profile. So it's not something which can be there permanently. Secondly, all these are stored in an encrypted form in the database. So no one, including the portal managers, have any access to the information that you are providing as a part of the security question or secret answer or password. So it is important that you remember the security question and secret answer clearly. Now let us start with the portal. In the portal, there are various utilities. The first and foremost is the informative brochure about the World Irrigation projects, how to join, what is in it for you, various other information is there. If you want to learn more about the philosophy behind development of this World Irrigation portal, you can get a PDF document in which you will be able to see what prompted us to take up this exercise of providing this register. You can take your time and go through these documents at your leisure. At any point of time, if you need to contact us, you will get this particular address where you can contact us at any point of time. This button will always take you to the default page, that is the opening page of the portal. In the opening page of the portal, we will be gradually increasing more and more facilities which can be publicly accessed. One of the facilities that we will be putting in is these videos, in which you will be able to learn more about the portal, and also you will learn various how-tos, the various standardized searches, and then various other interesting facts about the projects. We will also augment later on about a blog and about various other services that you will come to know as soon as they are getting developed. Now, let us perform the login. Login requires your user email that you provided and your password. And once you log in, you will find that there is a message that comes here, logged in. So that intimates you that yes, you are currently logged in into the facility. There are various facilities in your user area which you can see. We have already seen enroll as a user. If you want to change your profile, you can go to the change in profile and you can change the profile. You can also, now let us see the change password utility. The change password utility will be available to you for changing your password. You will have to type in your current password, and then you will have to retype your new password, and then you can ask for the change password. In case the passwords do not match, you will not be able to change your password, and your old password will continue. Password will be minimum 6 characters with at least one special character and one capital letter in the password that is required in order for you to have a valid password. Similarly, as we discussed earlier, you will have the opportunity to restore your password, and for that you can provide your username and your security question and your secret answer. And this area is quite important because now again the mail will be sent to you on your username, and then the generated password will be available for your login purposes. Now let us go to the crucial area of how to input a project information. Now let us have a look at the how to enter a new project. We have logged in, and we go to the project menu, and then we press the add new button, and we are at this location. Here this is the first page. The entire page, the data entry of the projects has been organized in form of various steps, and this is the first step. In the first step, we will be collecting the basic information, and then other steps will be collecting various other parts of the project information. So here you have to put in a name of the project, select the country where it is located. You may mention the state, you may mention the town where the headworks are located. Here you can provide the latitude of the headworks. Here you can provide the longitude of the headworks. As you can see, they have to be provided the degree, minute, second format, and there is a dash that is used as a separator. Here you can work out the status of the project. If you have an international project, then you will come with the list of participating countries. If you select the interprovincial, then you will be having the provinces, and in this case you can put in various provinces that are there. You have to put in the basin name, you have to put in the sub-basin name. What are the water sources that are used? You can select all that are relevant. This is the gross command area. Gross command area is basically an area, geographical area, on which the water can be provided either through the gravity or by pumping. And this area includes those habited and non-cultivable areas for various usages. Whereas the cultivable command area is such area which is capable of cultivation, and it carries out the agricultural activities where the irrigation is being provided. Both are to be provided in 1000 hectares form. And in the average farm size, you can mention what is the average farm size in these command areas. How much water you are using is recorded over here. For the irrigation purposes, for the drinking water purposes, for the hydropower. Hydropower is a non-consumptive use and may have components which are used for the irrigation also. What is the industrial, where like thermal power or various other usages in the industry like steel industry, etc. And then any other usages. The recreation and cultural, where you may have to release some of the environmental flows. You may also provide some flows during some seasons in order to support the cultural and religious activities. These are the addresses of the owner and the manager. This owner address is an address in which you will define who is owning this project, which is the department or which is the individual agency that is owning the project. Here, who is the officers in charge who are managing this project by designation, and then their email addresses, so that if we are able at a later date to converse with the project owners, then we will use these addresses. The fields which are marked by red are the fields which are obligatory and they need to be provided. Otherwise, an error will be displayed. If there are any other errors, they will also be displayed once you press the next button. And at the press of the next button, if there are no errors, then you will be taken to the next page. Now we have come to the second step, where we will be talking about the Headworks definition, that is the source, where the source is being managed. There are few options available. Depending upon the type of your project, you can have dams in which you can provide the information about the dams that you may have. For example, you may have a concrete dam with some height, with some length, with some spillway length, with the spillway discharge in cubic meters per second, how many outlets are there, what is your reservoir gross storage, what is your live storage, what is your water spread area, and you add. If you add, once you add, you will get this table over here. Now you want to have another Headworks, you can change this. There may be an embankment dam which may be of some height, some length of the dam. It may not have any spillway and it may not have any discharging capacity. It may have an irrigation outlet, and then there can be a gross storage or live storage, and this depends upon whether the dam is providing the part of the same reservoir or providing a different reservoir, and like that you can add as many dams as you want. You may also have barrages in the system, then you can put in the details about the barrages, like what is the weir type, what is the head over crest, length of barrage, number of bays, maximum flood discharge capacity, maximum inflow discharge, that is minimum inflow discharge that is there. You may also have a lift scheme in which you may be talking about a pumped lift of water from some lower level to a higher level, and where you can put in a lift type wherein you can have a river lift or a foreshore from a reservoir lift, pump, what kind of pumps are being used, how many stages are there, what is the total head of lift, that is from the source to the command area, how much was the length of pressure mains, what are the design maximum discharge, how much is the annual power consumption, and similarly if you will add this, you will get an entry like what you have got over here. And likewise there will be groundwater sources, in which again you will get the similar kind of information, that what are the kind of wells that you are using, what are the aquifer types where the wells are located, number of wells, head in a lift, how much specific yield of the well, annual draft, and then annual power that you are consuming. This is an obligatory information where you will provide the common information about the project hydrology, where what is the free draining catchment in which the area of the project is located, what is the basin catchment area up to the project, because project may be tapping a part of the basin and upper basin may be used by some other project. So there can be a separate area which is the free draining catchment area into the project, and then there can be a separate area which will be a total basin area. What is the average rainfall over the catchment, how much is the annual yield, and how much is the annual utilization out of the project. So you can fill up all this information and then again press next in order to go to next step. However, if you are having any errors in this, you may be pointed out those errors before you actually go to the next step. Now in the next step, the canal or the distribution network information is required. How many main canals are there? What is the aggregate length of main canals? Each main canal may be, one may be 50 kilometers long, other may be 60 kilometers long. In that case you will write here 110 and like that. What is the discharge at the head in a main canal? What is the lined length of the main canal? The canal may be partially lined and canal may be fully lined. So there will be some line length may be there. Then what are the kind of lining that you may be using? What are the unlined length of the main canal, where you may find that there can be some unlined length that may be there. What is the number of branch canals are there out of these main canals? What is the length of the aggregate length of the branch canals, means all canal lengths put together. Maximum discharge at the head in a branch canal, the lined length of the branch canal, what is the lining type, what is the unlined length of the branch canal. Then what are the kind of pressure pipe networks if there are there in the system. Then what are the number of mains, aggregate length, pipe types that have been used, maximum discharge in a main, number of branches, aggregate length of branches, pipe type, maximum discharge in a branch, number of intermediate pumping stations, number of balancing reservoirs. You may also be using some river lifts. Sometimes the projects provide regulated releases in the river course, and then the river course, it is picked up over the length of the river by the local groups of water users by putting in small lifts. In that case there can be river lifts which may be there, which will also be fed out of your headworks. So you can provide the information about the river lift. Then we go to the next area where we describe the command area, like how much service area per minor is being provided. So let us say each minor is serving say 5,000 hectares of the area. What are the type of channel that is there? Like it may have a pipeline, it may have an aqueduct, it may have an open channel. So you can select the type of the minor that is there. How many each outlet on the minor will be serving a particular amount of area. So what are the development areas that is being served? What are, if there are any minor lining that is being provided? What is the kind of area in which we are distributing the water, like whether it is alluvial plains? What is the micro irrigation area that we are using in the command area? That means in the distribution area of the project, how much area is covered by the micro irrigation. So this provides us with the command area description. Then we go to the next step where we look at the agriculture management of the water. So here we look at what are the kind of soils that are available in the command area. This is a multiple choice selection box in which you can select the, let us say you may have some part of the command area which may be having clay, some part may be having silty clay. You can press the control key and have the non-contiguous selection. If you press the shift key, then there will be a contiguous selection, and then you also work out what are the water application methods that are being practiced. For example, the flooding is being practiced and the border irrigation is also being practiced, and like that. So, these are various options that are available. Your suggestions will be welcome. If you feel that some particular method is not provided for in this box, you can tell us. We will try to provide that as an option here. What is the area that is being drained? What are the drainage methods that are being used? Important part, cropping pattern. Here you can put in your a crop name, how much yearly area that is being cultivated for under this crop, when do you start the planting of the crop, when do you end the harvest the crop, and you add that crop. You can add as many crops as you want. You can keep on adding as many crops as you want depending upon the project description. What are the kind of participatory irrigation that is being practiced in the project? Whether you have water users association, whether you have water rights administration, what is the involvement of these entities into the water management? It may be like just a water allocation, or in addition to that there can be network maintenance, there can also be water charges collection. These are cumulative. So, if we go from water allocation to water charges collection, then we basically mean that the water allocation will also be included. How many number of beneficiaries are there per association? That is also provided over here. Then we go to the next step. In the next step, we are looking at the financial and implementation details, where we put in when the construction was started, when did the project got completed, how much cost was incurred at that point of time. There can be, after all, the irrigation projects are very long lasting entities, and there can be improvements over the period. So, after the original completion, somebody would have gone in for an improvement. So, if we have gone in for an improvement, then we can say that okay, we went for an improvement in 2003, that improvement costed us $10 million, and currently the project is in a completed state. Once you press this finish and save, you will save this project in our database. At this time of saving, the project has been pending for the inclusion in the register. Once you have saved the project, this information will go to the national committee concerned, and national committee will give a cursory look to this project, and after giving it a cursory look, the national committee will take up the inclusion of the project. Means the national committee will say okay, let us include this project in the register, and accordingly the project will get included in the register. So, this is the main area which requires a lot of work from the user's point of view for providing the information about the register. We are also planning to provide you with a table, so that if the project is in a remote location and you need to really collate that information separately, then you can collate that in the table, and then later on somebody can enter that table into the register. Another area is that we have made this site compatible with the various mobile devices. If you will change the size of your browser, you will find that the entire site will change its layout accordingly, and that will help you in using this site in any of the devices. Thank you. Now let us look at the various other features that are there with the project. The other feature is modify the project, where you can take a project which has already been entered and is awaiting the approval, and you can edit. You will find that the same form will be given back along with the steps, but this time the information that you already entered has already been filled in, and you can change any of the information or some of the information that you might have skipped. Those information can be provided at this stage. For example, we only used barrages, but then we realized that there are certain dams which are also there. So we want to enter the dams. We can enter the dams, and then we can put in the information about the dam. And once we have put in this information about the dam, we can edit, and now we can go to the next step, and in the next step we can put in if any information we would like to put in addition like we did earlier, and likewise we keep on following the steps up to the end. And then we save it again. The project will be updated appropriately. So this updation facility is useful for changing the features of the project that you have entered earlier. Another important activity which you can do is adding an image to a project. For example, if we have taken up a project, then you would like to show some images. There are 6 slots available for showing these images: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. In each of these slots you can put in a JPG image which represents the project. You can also upload a PDF file for the information, textual information and other associated information about the project. So if you want to upload a file, you can choose a file, you can find an image which may be of use to us, and then we say open. This file will be marked over here. Here we have to put in some description. You can put in maximum 6 files, but you can do lesser also. So say for example we only want to include one image and nothing else. We can go to the upload files, and the file uploading process will begin. Remember, this is a very intensive process, and during that if the internet connection is disturbed, the process may collapse. So you need to have a standard connection. Now we have got the idea that all the files have been uploaded successfully. So we have completed the work over here. Likewise, we have already got the projects and we want to see the images of those projects. That we will go in the analyze register area. Approve is another thing which will be available to the national committee level users only, and here a project which is already pending, which has not yet been approved, will all be listed for the country that the national committee represents, and you select the project. All the information that has been entered by the user will all be displayed here. You can cursorily, you can go through this information. If you feel that there is something which is missing or there is something which is not very rational, if need be, you can send a mail to the concerned user that such and such information doesn't seem to be all right, and or otherwise if you feel that this information is looking rational, you can simply approve the project for inclusion and the project will get approved for inclusion. This is a function which will be available only for the national committee level users, and same will be the case with the remove also. At present we are not putting this utility in the domain where even national committees can remove a project. We are trying to keep this at the central office or at the management level. Now, having got a set of projects in our kitty, Let us see what we can do with them. First and foremost is the country register, where we want to register, we want to see which are the projects that are available under a country. Once again, here you will get a list of the countries that are already there in the database, and you can, by quickly typing the first two letters of the country name, you can select the name. After selecting the name, you can see what are the information that you would like to see. This is the first page, or the key information. This is the hydrology part. These are where the headworks are involved. This information is for the distribution network. This information is for the agricultural water management areas. This is for the cropping patterns, and then these are for the financials and implementation status. So you can produce a register record which is capable of having a information of your own choice. And simultaneously, if you click all of them, then we will get a full-fledged information of all the projects. Now you can see, for whatever projects we had, we have put in those informations into form of a table, and if there are no records, it will say that as far as this is concerned, there are no records. So this is a way of producing your country register. If you want, you can print this by clicking this button. Those who are using the Chrome, or if you are using any other browser but you have got a PDF printer driver installed, you will get a PDF page in which this information will be provided. We are going to further improve the formatting of this PDF page, and once we do that, you will get a nice printed output in which you can use this for further reproduction and circulation as your country register. If you will say this print, you will get a and this will be there in your directory as a PDF file. We will change the fonts, etc., and we'll put in various logos and all the other bells and whistles for you to make it more nice. So these two facilities are currently available. We are building a facility of a criteria so that across the countries, if you want to look at the projects of a particular feature, then those features can be, and projects with those features can be easily identified. And this particular analyze register facility will increase further in the future as our database increases, because at the present point of time the data is very limited, and because of that we are unable to try out various other thoughts that we have in our mind. We would need your cooperation in order to build the database so that we are then able to provide you with more and more tools for analyzing this data and finding the highlights. This is largely the operation of the website at the present stage, and whatever new facilities that will be added at a later date, we will provide you with the guides and with the videos so that you are able to use this in a best possible manner. Thank you very much, and let us hope that we'll all collectively make this World Irrigation Projects Register a great success. Thank you.